Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's about 9:30 on June 29th, and yeah, all dealing with the smoke today. You can see this is a satellite loop, and you can see this large area of smoke extending all the way. There are a couple areas where it's a little clearer, but for the most part, lots of smoke. Over Long Island, it wasn't so bad, and then it got kind of worse toward this evening. You can see that heavier smoke over Pennsylvania, New Jersey, starting to drift eastward. This is an older satellite loop, so I'm going to go to the more recent one here, so you can take a look at it. A more recent one. You can see again all that smoke. There you go. Look at that, pretty thick stuff. And you can see it's not really. You can see it's near the surface. A lot of it. A lot of it's not aloft, believe it or not. A lot of this is near the surface, so that's why it's making it worse to breathe. And you can see there's plenty of more smoke up in Canada to look at here, and it's covering almost. I mean, if we look at the CONUS view here. Let's go to the CONUS satellite here. And you can see it's just covering the whole east here. We could just pause it like that. That would be good. So right there, you can see it's covering the whole east, basically the whole east coast, even down to maybe even parts of Florida are dealing with wildfire smoke. Also, the Midwest is dealing with it as well. So large parts of the country are dealing with this smoke. It's not just our area. It's large parts. And if we go look at the northern satellite view here. You can see we got plenty more smoke here. A lot of fires still burning in northern Quebec. So it looks like there is a system here that may bring some rain, perhaps. And you can see they're starting to put out a lot of smoke, but that looks like it's getting pushed to the north and the east. So because we now have a change in airflow, and that's going to help maybe eventually get this smoke out of here, hopefully the holiday weekend. But right now we got a lot of smoke around. As you can see. Looking at air quality here, you can see we have unhealthy for sensitive groups 116. So these are pretty high numbers, and I tell you, out there it is miserable out there. You don't want to walk around. In fact, you can see out east it's a little better. This is what we were dealing with earlier, but now that more polluted air is coming in from New Jersey, and you can see from the west we got reds, just unhealthy air, and that's going to be making its way into our area, I think, tomorrow. You can see 172. These are some pretty bad numbers here. 161. Really bad numbers here for air quality. This is even worse as you get into Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, 208. And you can see it's like this across the whole east coast. You know, you have to go well up into like maybe Massachusetts had a little better air quality, but you have to go all the way to the west, pretty much, to the west to really get some decent air quality. Other than that, we are just, you can see where all the smoke is coming from. When you pull it out, you can see the cloud of smoke coming down over our area and bringing us this really bad air quality. So I'll show you what it looked like out there today. We had a lot of clouds around, too. And you can see it was a pretty, very hazy sunshine. You can see looking out the sky here. Very just, yuck, you know. And then as we got towards sunset, you can see the sun got like a very orange looking. You can see very orange looking. Another look at it. Very orange looking indeed. And this is a close-up of it. You can see again there's that red. You actually maybe make out a sunspot or two on there perhaps. But you got that red, just, you know, that's some near-surface smoke right there that you're dealing with. And then one more over here, just showing you again that's just disgusting. Very smoky air, and what makes it worse is it's more humid too. So this is one more picture showing you the haze that was in the air. You see all that haze. Look at that. It's just you maybe have visibility maybe 3 or 4 miles tonight. I think we'll have to check some of the observations, but pretty yucky out there. And then you can see again another picture. You can see again that haze in the air. This, like I said, it got a lot worse this evening. The moon looks a little bit orange tonight. It probably will because of the smoke. Yeah, it just, what a mess. So let's go look at some of the observations across our area. We can take a look at some of and we have the air quality alert in effect through tomorrow now at midnight. So that's in effect. If we go here, we'll look, see air quality alert in effect. And that is going to be through Friday night now. Friday night. So the smoke will continue here. Into tomorrow, unfortunately. And that, of course, is not good, obviously, for your weekend. Obviously, it's, You don't really want to spend too much time outside. I got this every time I'm out there. I just get a bad headache and a scratchy throat. It really irritates the eyes. I don't know. It's bothering me more than the last round. I think because it's more warmer and more humid. I think. So let's go look at some observations. I'll just, I don't usually use this, but this, you can see at this Farmingdale site, it's 5 mile visibility there. So yeah, it's not good. Let's go to the MODIS satellite here. Look some more at what we have out there, and you'll see. Again, here's your low over here. It's just getting pulled down from the Great Lakes. And you can see there's plenty of smoke, thicker smoke off. So we're going to get into this, I think, tomorrow. And then there's a little area of maybe some clearer air. We'll have to see if we can get into that. A little bit of clearer air. Maybe that will make its way into tomorrow. We'll have to see. We'll look at the models, but I don't think so. I think this clear air is going to kind of just lift to our north because this is all going to be, we're going to be getting our air from this area over here. So I think we're going to be dealing with more smoke tomorrow. And you can see where all the smoke's coming from. We still got lots and lots of fires burning up here in northern Quebec here, continuing to burn out of control. And then you have these fires over here, Northwest Territories, Alberta. So pretty much every province in Canada is dealing with wildfires. And then we have some wildfires also here in the States, too. I know there's one in Arizona. I can't find it on here, but I know there was one there as well. So there you go. That's what we got going on with the smoke. Let's look at some more observations. Let's go to the weather and hazards map here. And you'll see all the air quality alerts in the northeast here. Looks like we do have some flash flood warnings in effect. I'm surprised. Flash flood warning remains in effect this evening and a flood advisory. They must have some rain over there going on. We'll look at the radar in a moment. But you can see all the smoke, the air quality alerts pretty much throughout the whole northeast into the mid-Atlantic. And then we have all the excessive heat in the south that is now shifting a little more east. And then we have the severe weather, including a tornado watch in parts of Wyoming, Colorado, and they're getting pounded by storms. And there were some big storms last night in Colorado. I was watching on one of the virtual railfan cameras this storm, which was going like crazy. This was in the distance, clear sky above the storm. It's absolutely beautiful. You can see there's a lightning strike there. I caught a few of these. Another one there. This is again in the east of Denver, in the Denver area. And then one more here. Just impressive with the lightning, and I'm sure they're going to be going through it again tonight. We're going to look at the lightning and all that as well. So let's go put the observations on the map. And we'll first start with, we're going to talk about this heat in the south again, because it's pretty bad. If we go over here, 90 degrees, dew point 73. And I'm sure they got pretty hot today. We'll see what their observation, let's see how hot it got today. Well, it's not too bad. I mean, it is hot. Mid to upper 90s is bad, but I don't see hundreds at least. We still have those excessive heat warnings in effect for this area, excessive heat advisories all around it. And then as we get into and then we have the heat, of course, going on in California as well. It's 93 at Bakersfield. So we got the heat there going on as well. So there are a lot of areas that are going through heat. We're not. We're just dealing with all this smoke. So let's look at some observations and get see if smoke is actually being reported on any of these stations. It says 72 visibility, 6 miles. It just says haze. Well, let's see, 72 miles, 7-mile visibility at Belmar Farmingdale. Excuse me. 7-mile visibility at Atlantic City. Let's make our way into Pennsylvania where it gets worse. 3.50 visibility at the Harrisburg Airport. So this is kind of like what you're dealing with. Let's see if we can find Philadelphia in here. 5-mile visibility there as well. It just doesn't say, it just says haze instead of smoke. It's really smoke. I don't know why they don't want to put smoke down. Some of the other sites were putting smoke down, but I guess it depends on the actual airport whether they want to list it as smoke or not. It just says haze. But you can see temperatures not that warm, 72 degrees. It has dropped because we did get a sea breeze in the afternoon after warming up quite a bit. So we'll look at what the day was like at Islip, and we will see what they have. And, you'll see that the visibilities have dropped as well. See, earlier we had 10-mile visibility, and then it dropped. So highs generally close to the 80-degree mark. Dew points did come down a little bit. Still slightly humid out there. And then we got the 6 mile visibility, 7 mile visibility. So it is dropping tonight. It's something to keep in mind as we get to this thicker area of smoke. So let's go to the high temperatures for the day on the map. And you'll see highs across Long Island, generally in the low 80s. The city also low 80s. A little bit warmer in New Jersey with some mid 80s. Your lows probably not dropping that much. Cooler than, cool down to 60 in West Hampton. Otherwise, generally mid 60s, maybe some even upper 50s in Jersey, where I guess they had a little bit of radiational cooling. But anyway, the air quality woes continue into tomorrow. Let's look at the radar right now. I guess there were some showers and storms over Maine. But looking at where the rain is now, it looks like there is an area of rain that might head into Quebec. Maybe that'll help at least. At least that they've been getting some rain there, and it hasn't been quite as bad as it has been. But the fires are still burning. I have another area of thunderstorms in Michigan. And then this is the severe area right here that we're dealing with here. Denver, into Wyoming, parts of North and South Dakota. That's generally the other area of severe weather. Otherwise than that, not really a whole lot going on as far as storms go. So let's go to the Weather Prediction Center map, and you'll see here we got our low. Again, you get that flow coming out. That's what's bringing the smoke in, that westerly, northwesterly flow. And then we have, this is the warm front here where you have all the hot air. And then you have another cold front that's over the plains here. And this area is where you're getting all the severe weather. If we go into the Storm Prediction Center, which I should have up here. Where is it? There it is. You'll see, again, we have that enhanced, that slight risk with there's that red area where there's that tornado watch. The only slight risk right there. Right there. So that's where you got the main risk of severe weather for the most part. That's the only area that's seeing severe weather right now. If we go into tomorrow, day 2, you'll see it expands eastward. So as that low moves eastward, there'll be more severe weather. Tomorrow, probably we could see some more significant severe weather. And then as we get to day 3 for Saturday, it will get even. It will expand even further east. All right. Hurricane Center, not really a whole lot going on. There's one little area there. It's not even going to really even focus on that at this point. So let's go to the models, which, oddly enough, I don't think I put on here. Again, this is your satellite loop again, and you can see, again, the lightning. That's what I want to look at. So I just want to see how those storms are that are going on in Denver. Yeah, we got a decent amount of lightning coming out of these storms here. And we got also a good set of storms around west of Louisville, Kentucky as well. But for the most part, it's all quiet here, though there are, again, it looks like there was a few lightning strikes in Maine with those showers, but that's just about it. Like I said, not really a whole lot going on. Again, we had those pop-up clouds today. If we look at the MODIS satellite, wherever I put it, you'll see we had those pop-up clouds that we had today. So it wasn't completely sunny, and then you can see the pop-up clouds that did develop. You can see earlier on it wasn't as hazy, and then it just got worse as the day went on. You could see the thicker haze coming in here, and the worse air quality also arriving as well. So let's go to the models now, and we will look at our long-range outlook as we head into July, and we'll see if we see any change going on because right now it's just, you can see there's that trough again, that weak trough that we have, right? That's pulling that northwesterly flow, pulling the smoke down. Kind of staying it tomorrow as well, even though the local surface winds will shift more to the south tomorrow. And then as we get into Saturday and Sunday, you'll see more of a deep southerly flow or a southwesterly flow coming, which will bring in more humidity in the jet stream. You see this jet stream is just such a disorganized. Look at that huge ridge over eastern Canada. That's not good at all. So it looks like things are going to heat up again in eastern Canada, and these fires could get way out of control again. You can see there's barely a jet stream here. Very weak, very disorganized jet stream. You almost can't even find it. It's barely there. But you'll see, generally speaking, no signs of any huge ridges in the east. No real big changes here when I'm looking at this right now. We kind of look at the European as well. And I'll go to the 12Z European. You'll see there's that trough. And you can see there's a big ridge in Canada. And then there's this, yeah, another big ridge in Canada. So that's not good. That's not good at all. That's not what we need at all. So there is a little bit of troughing there. But again, the jet stream on both of these looks extremely disorganized. Euro looks slightly more organized, but not by much. Let's go to the upper air. And you'll see here as we go into tomorrow, you see, again, you get that, you see that ridge building there in eastern Canada. That's not going to be good. I think there can be fires are going to flare up there. You can see there just isn't really, it's really just weird how there's no big troughs or even ridges anywhere in the United States at all. It's just very weird to see this. You do have a cutoff over here, so that's going to help pull a ridge in the west, which kind of leads to more troughiness in the east as we get to the middle of July. Let's go to the European and see if they think the same way. Actually, this is the 18Z, so let me back to 12Z so we can get the compare here. Yeah, they look pretty similar. So what this means is that we're going to continue to see more of the same. Let's go to the surface now. Surface map. So here we are into tomorrow. Dry day for tomorrow. And then you'll see it's really backed off on the rain chances on Saturday. It really has. Sunday, you'll notice also backed off on the rain chances. So, and then Monday we may have they have this little low coming through, and then once it moves through, we'll get another weak northwest flow like we're getting today. That might pull some smoke down, perhaps. And you can see it is showing some rain getting up into Canada, but not a whole lot. You'll see a couple of lows come through. It looks, unfortunately for the 4th, it looks like we may have this low that might bring some unsettled weather. But again, it might be more of a pop-up shower or thunderstorm type of deal than anything else. But you'll see, generally speaking, no really strong cold fronts coming through. No real strong troughs either. There's just no jet stream here. There's nothing, everything's just very flat looking. It's, I guess, the best way to put it. I guess that is the best way to put it. Let's go to the, what was I going to do? I was going to pull up something. I forgot what it was. Let's go to the climate statistics for today first, all right? So I really observed weather, so we'll go to the ice slip, and you'll see, generally speaking, we're near normal today, just 1 degree below normal, so not really any big temperature anomalies. We've been pretty close to normal, and of course that monthly data will come out for June. I'm sure will be below normal for that. So getting back to this, let's go look at our temperature anomaly chart here. All right, so this is our temperature anomaly chart. So I'll show you where the heat is, all right? And you'll see here, generally speaking, we are not going well. We're not going to be really well above normal. We're going to be near normal. This looks like a little outbreak of cool air that comes into the Midwest, perhaps toward the second week, and then we might have some below normal temperatures with that. But no real signs of a heat up. But you'll notice all the heat up in Canada again. If we pull this out to the North American view, you'll see, again, we have lots and lots of heat in Canada. Yeah, that's well above normal where those fires are. That's not good. That's not good at all. Not really much of a change in that. That means that we're going to continue to deal with this smoke, that we've been dealing with for like a little summer long. It's going to continue. It's definitely going to continue. So let's go to the climate statistics. Not this one. Climate Prediction Center. All right. 6 to 10 day outlook. All right, so it does have us going a little more above normal. For whatever reason, they do have us experiencing a little more warmth in the east, and that may be because they're using a different model, which we're going to go back to in a moment. The 8 to 14 day, it cools it down again. You'll see precipitation is a bit above normal. All right. Oh, that's I was trying to think of something. It was the drought monitor. Let's go to the drought monitor here for New York, and we're gonna. So if we look at New York, you'll see that things have changed a little bit, and now we're in a moderate drought on Long Island for Suffolk County. New Jersey is in the abnormally dry because they've been getting a little more rain, but we still haven't really seen all that much rain this month. Although it seems like we've had a lot of days with rain chances, we haven't really seen a whole lot of rain because if we go to this, we look at our climate report for Islip, which would tell us how much rain we've had this entire month. We've only had 1.90 inches at Islip when we should have 3.90 inches. So we're still 2 inches off. Those thunderstorms that we've had have been scattered. They've been very localized, and they haven't lasted a long time. So therefore, we're still in this drought, especially for Suffolk County. It's still continuing. Let me go back to miles now. I don't know if we can get... Does European do this? Yes, the European also gives us our temperature anomaly chart. Let's see if the European gets us a little more above normal. And it does. It does as we get toward the end of next week. We'll have a little bit above normal, but not really signs of any major heat waves. And the heat in the south will ease as we get toward... I think it will ease. So let's go back to the GFS and look at our rainfall predictions here. Total, let's see what we have here as we go through. And you'll see, generally speaking, through Sunday, it's not showing much rain at all over the northeast at all. Showing some rain to the north, not much in northern where those fires are. Then as we get toward next week, you'll start seeing some rain chances there. And then you'll start seeing, and maybe as we get toward next week, but this is way in the distance here, but it is showing through the middle of the month that we would see. And you look at this, you're like, oh boy, we're going to see a lot of rain, but it seems to never materialize as it gets closer to it. Let's go look at the European model, which we know doesn't go as far, but let's see if that looks any different. And it looks similar, but we'll have to see. Again, I think it's just going to be that showery thunderstorm type variety. There's one low that might give us some promise, but other than that, I don't think we're going to see a whole lot. Let's go look at the smoke models next. We're going to first look at we're learning the RAP, so we're going to go look at the 21Z, vertically integrated smoke. And of course, this is the vertically integrated smoke, not the surface smoke. You see, this is very misleading, but most of this is surface smoke. That's what I think is going on. But I'm showing this to show you where the smoke is going from the fires in Canada right now. And you'll see that we are not going to get that northerly flow as we get toward later in the weekend. So as we get Saturday, Sunday, I don't think we're going to be dealing with it on July 4th, fortunately. But it could come back again whenever we get a northwest flow again. Look at the near surface smoke. And you can see that near surface smoke is going to continue to be around, though it does seem to ease as we get towards Saturday a little bit. But it's still going to be around, but it will ease. But tomorrow, we're going to still be dealing with it, I think. So let's now go to the HRRR one, which looks, again, completely different. So vertically integrated smoke on the HRRR, and the long runs are 18Z on this. So we'll go to the 18Z run on this. Wait for this to load. This one always wants to be a little slow. And you'll see it looks like the vertically integrated smoke, really, it keeps a lot of it around. This is going right through Saturday. So still going to be some haze in the sky even on Saturday. But probably maybe less of the near surface smoke, which is the next parameter we'll look at here. This smoke is just unbelievable, I tell you. It's just... All right, so here we go. You can see the whole eastern parts of the country dealing with it. However, you can see the near surface smoke tries to lift out a little bit tomorrow, a little bit, but I think it's not until Saturday when you get that southerly flow. But you can still see there's some around. So I think we're still going to be dealing with some of it this weekend, unfortunately. All the cleaner air is further out west. The whole eastern part of the country is dealing with this, even Florida. So it's pretty crazy. Anyway, let's get back to the models here. We'll go back to CONUS. Actually, we'll go back to the local area, and we'll look at the latest HRRR model, which hopefully has come in, and we'll look at the rain chances as we go into tomorrow, because there was at least it was showing a risk of thunderstorms. So here we are, nothing. It took that line away, and so it looks like now Saturday will also be dry as well. So we're not going to see much of any rain right through Saturday. It looks like really not much of anything. I can look at the NAM as well. Go look at the NAM 18, see if the NAM being the more active model, not showing any rain for tomorrow, and some very slight rain chances Saturday night perhaps, mainly over the Forks. So not really much at all. We're not seeing much of any rain. So let's go back to the HRRR. We'll look at the dew points and wind flow, and it's going to stay. It's going to stay somewhat humid tomorrow. We start again with the west winds, which will bring the dew points down a little bit. So dew points could drop probably a little bit. Maybe we'll see. This thing was promising dew points in the 50s, which we never got today. The dew points were only as low as the low 60s, but we'll see the dew points come up again as the south wind comes and we get that sea breeze in the afternoon. And then going into Saturday, kind of looks similar with that westerly flow again in the morning, probably shifting to the south in the afternoon. Yeah, so same thing again for Saturday. So let's look at our temperatures, our air temperatures here. And you'll see tomorrow we will get into, after dropping down to the mid-60s tonight, we're probably going to get into the low 80s. Maybe a touch warmer tomorrow. I think maybe more areas on Long Island will get up to 80, but we'll see. Again, that smoke has a way of filtering things a little bit, so sometimes it turns out to be a little bit cooler. But temperatures near normal. Jersey mid-80s, and then at night we see again the temperatures drop into the low to mid-60s, and then as we get into Saturday, you'll see the temperatures probably again reach similar levels as they did on Friday. Looking at our GFS model, we want to go a little further, looking at our dew points and wind flow. We can do that. Here's the GFS, and you'll see southerly flow. And then for Saturday, still staying in the air, it just seems to have this dry air over us. But again, there could be, because of that, we may have that smoke that's going to be kind of stuck over us as well. And then as we get into Sunday, we'll see more of a deeper southerly flow, which will bring in more humidity. And then you'll definitely be feeling it on Monday, it looks like, with the southerly flow. And then as we get to July 4th, you'll see that we'll have a cold front approaching. You see that there is a westerly wind off to the west there. And then we have somewhat lower dew points on Wednesday, similar to what we have again. And when we get that northwest flow, it could bring in more smoke as we get toward next week. But as far as any really significant dry air masses, I don't see it. I see a decent amount of humidity around, moderate levels of humidity. No really bone dry air masses like what we had, which could keep at least most of the smoke away, but we'll have to see what happens with that. It's kind of hard to predict, but if we were getting that flow right out of Quebec, we would have much thicker smoke, perhaps. So going into Sunday, see things heat up a little more. It looks like there will be a sea breeze, but in Jersey could get close to 90. On to Monday, July 3rd. That's when maybe the city might have a shot at 90, or Jersey, Long Island, probably mid-80s. And then mid-80s on Tuesday. So we'll be a little bit above normal. And then maybe our first chance at 90 degrees next Wednesday, which we haven't really gotten to 90 at all this month, I don't think. So we might get there on Wednesday. That'd be the one hot day, perhaps. And we could have a couple of hot days. So we're just trying to show maybe the chance of maybe a little bit of a heat wave trying to get going as we get toward next week. A little bit of one, because we haven't really had any heat waves at all. Well, the heat was like a while ago. The heat way early in the season, and now it's like, now that we're kind of in the summer and expecting the heat, it's not around. So let's now look at the skies. And obviously, this doesn't show the smoke, just clouds. Maybe a few high clouds tomorrow. This is the GFS. But there will be sunshine. Same thing for Saturday, though there could be some high clouds. Less sun for Sunday. I think it's showing more in the way of clouds. And Monday. And then Tuesday looks like more sunshine again. And then as we get toward Wednesday of next week, maybe some more sun Wednesday into Thursday, but maybe some pop-up. It's hard to tell from that far out. So let's go to the RGEM next. And this is a higher resolution cloud model. So looking at tomorrow, you see definitely showing some high clouds. So along with the smoke, you'll have some junky cirrus in the sky, maybe some contrails. The sky's going to look real junky. Saturday, probably a similar deal. Sunday, more in the way of clouds. So, yeah, I know it's disappointing not getting those blue skies. It really is. It's so hard to get blue skies. It's just, between the smoke and the clouds, it's ridiculous. It really is. So I think that brings this weather update to an end. So one more day, I think, of this, surface smoke, and then it hopefully will ease a little bit. But I still think we're going to be dealing with it for, as far as getting any clean air in here, any actual really clean air. I don't know when. It may be Sunday when we get that more southerly flow. It'll come along with the humidity, though, so higher humidity levels. So I think that's going to wrap up this weather update. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.